Hey everybody, welcome on in. This is our last show before our camp preview, and right now we're looking at our X factor for the defense. Now, last time we hit Denzel Boston, X factor for the offense. We are currently going through the last of our player breakdowns for the preseason, and this one comes in the form of the defensive X Factor, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Now, why would I take McNeil-Warren over the others? You say you got Jared Verse, I think ESPN went Ronnie Hickman. Why would I take the rookie second rounder that ended up falling to the end of the second round, picked 26 in the second, 58 overall? Why would I take him? Well, if you remember back in my defensive back preview, I said he was a wild card because he did line up a corner. He has lined up in the slot. He has played both safety positions. And a couple days ago, we got word, just like a prophecy out of the air. McNeil-Warren is going to play both safety positions, and he's going to play the nickel dime. That leaves only one question. Will he start there? Looking at his competition, I think there's a pretty good possibility. And at 6'3.5", 200, I think it's 201 pound. McNeil-Warren's a big dude. He's not going to get pushed around by bigger slots. He's not going to get pushed around in the run game. He's long and lanky. As I said in the DB video, not only are you not going to push him, who's going to throw over him? Even if you get a step on him. The Toledo product that he is can still knock it away. Because that's why he fell. From everything I've heard, is that he was with the Toledo Rockets, I believe. Because it's a small school. People weren't sure if he could do what he did against bigger schools. But if you watch the tape, one of the big things you notice is football intelligence and instinct. Because it takes a lot of intelligence to be able to play both safety spots and corner. He can play anywhere in the defensive backfield. I reckon to say he might even be able to play outside linebacker at times. Because he's not overly fast, but he's instinctive. And not only is he instinctive, he's explosive. And he reads the you read the ball better than anybody that came out in the class. That makes me think. Because I've seen him make some plays on the ball, both in the run and in the pass. Interceptions where he read the ball better than the receivers read the ball. There were a couple times he ran the route for him. A couple times where he got behind the receiver, bad positioning, but he exploded through that receiver once the catch was made, and that receiver didn't go anywhere. his overall instincts and ability are things that are rare. Because he was a small school, because I don't think he has the straight line speed, he's not one of these athletes that just jumps out at you. Like, oh my God, he's not a Travis Hunter from last year. He's not Hunter. He's not any of these huge athletic guys like Jalen Ramsey from years past, or Jamar Chase, for a better sense of the word. He is just a great football player, and his IQ and instincts, if you go back and watch the tape, are showing up in camp. If you watch the camp tape, he has a great back pedal, has a strong hip. These things, when you put his ball skills in the mix, and then you go ahead and put his ability to read the quarterback in the mix. And I will say he's not a great tackler. He just hits you hard. So he does have to improve his tackling ability. But overall, especially in the open field, if he improves his tackling ability, it's going to be hard to find somebody on that roster that has better instincts. Now, what this will also do, this also helps Grant Delpit and Ronnie Hickman. Because if Delpit and Hickman are safeties, and you have McNeil-Warren down in the slot, and then something happens, one of the two safeties get hurt, or they need to gasp for air for a second because of something that happens, I don't know. Like a long pass. And whether it's complete or not, doesn't matter. You had to run 40 yards downfield. Okay, let's give him a play. Catch his breath. McNeil-Warren slides back. And now the two starting safeties, Delpit and Hickman, don't have to go right back out there when they may still be a little winded. Because now they have McNeil-Warren who can just slide himself over. And that's important. Because it's a defense that's not much different from last year. But one of the big differences is the defensive coordinator likes bigger guys at the nickel and dime. There's McNeil-Warren, almost 6'4", 201 pounds. Big, athletic dude that can come right in. And now they can use the depth at corner to come in here and just fill in space. So from a scheme standpoint, it's an excellent fit. Now, the question is, can McNeil-Warren play outside at this level? Saw him play outside a couple times at Toledo. But can he do it at the pro level? He doesn't really have great speed, so we can say one thing or another. He doesn't have bad speed, but it's also not all world. But because Joe Hayden every year misses 3 to 4 games. That's, or not Joe Hayden, Denzel Ward. I'm taking a trip into the past here, folks. Well, both legendary Browns corners. One just happened to be a legendary Browns corner from 12 years ago. Yeah, love Joe Hayden, but no, he isn't coming back. So Denzel Ward normally misses 4 games a year. So if he can slide into that number 2 spot, yeah, it'll still be a weaker, probably weaken the safeties a little bit, but it will be a strong transition. To where before you would have this dude's 5'9", this dude's 5'9", this dude can't keep up. Now you've got a legitimate player there that's not going to get beat by just anyone who can outmuscle him. So for me, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, clear upgrade in the run game. It's going to help keep that run inside. Clear upgrade in the passing game. It's going to prevent the over top throws when it comes to the slot. And he adds depth to the safety position. Now, we're going to find out in camp how quickly he can adapt, because before he was playing other rookies, before he was playing the depth receivers, and he was doing a very good job with that. Well, now that I think about it, those rookies were going to be the numbers 1, 2, and or 3 receivers on the Browns. So, yeah, he was holding his own against starters, I guess. So, that so you can tell by the way I said that this is a young team. In fact, one ESPN writer had them as a young rock. So McNeil-Warren is quite literally growing with his teammates. So it will be interesting and should be fun to see how he incorporates in. Because I believe that if he ends up starting at nickel and dime, he will be one of the biggest factors, if not the biggest factor, in the Browns' defensive backfield taking a step forward from where it was last year. And if you add young guys like Jared Verse and Carson Schlesinger to the mix on that front seven, well, we got a lot to look forward to. And yes, Mason Graham is there, and I do like Mason Graham. I'll be interested to see if he gets rid of some of the baby fat and puts on some man meat. Got to get a little big over the middle. Got pushed around a little too much last year. But if he does that, well, it might be fun. And Emmanuel McNeil-Warren could very well be right in the center of the fun. So, that being said, we've come to the end of our road here on this video. And so I ask you to hit that like and share. Hit that subscribe button. And remember, this shot's on us.